You may be shocked when I tell you the price of this home. I am on the Ventura Avenue. I'm headed over to a little property off of Mission. If you're not familiar with the Ventura Avenue, it has a long and storied history. Um, I'm a real estate agent, which means that I abide by fair housing laws. So I can't talk about things like crime statistics in a given neighborhood. But what I can say is that when I'm working with buyers, this part of town is the part of town that I get the most, is this a safe neighborhood question, if that makes sense. And the way that I answer that, because again, governed by fair housing laws, so I can't give just a straight answer to that question, is I encourage home buyers to call the local police department, Ventura PD, and ask to speak to the beat officer that is responsible for this part of town and tell them, say, hey, I'm interested in this property at 123 Apple Street. If I was your son or daughter, would you be okay with me purchasing this home? And that's great advice that you can use anywhere or anytime you have any kind of concerns for safety or what might be going on in a neighborhood, or you just want to get a second opinion from a pro like a police officer. We just passed Singing Sun Coffee, which is right there on the corner of Mission and the Ventura Avenue. Hip coffee place. It's nice to see them opening up over here. We also have Muni Wine. Muni Wine actually kind of kicked off the funk zone in Santa Barbara. If you're not familiar, it's a very hip, trendy, part of Santa Barbara that people like to go and hang out. I like to go there and hang out with my wife and my kids. There's a bunch of little coffee shops and breweries and wineries and super vibey and trendy. Anyways, Muni Wine kind of kicked off the funk zone up in Santa Barbara. They just opened a location here in Ventura off the Ave. The West Park Community Center is also around the corner from here, as is the West Park Skate Park, which just underwent a massive overhaul, a total facelift. And I have not been personally, I've not taken my kids, but what I've seen online, the feedback is fantastic and folks seem to be really happy. And a quick note on the community center specifically, my wife has actually taken pottery classes there in the past, provided by the city of Ventura. And she has absolutely loved it, brought home some really cool plates and mugs and bowls and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're pulling up right now. One other thing that I want to mention before we actually go check out this house is we are directly adjacent to the Ojai Valley Trail, and it's a trail system that connects from the beach here in Ventura and goes all the way up to the Ojai Valley. If you have a normal pedal bike or you have an e-bike or you want to go for a nice long run or whatever, you can actually walk right out your front door if you were to purchase this home and just go cruise either to the beach, which we're, a mile away from, or go up to Ojai and hang out in Ojai. And the city of Ventura just put some money into the portion that they're responsible for, which is the southern end of that trail, and repaved some of it, added some more lighting, cleaned up some graffiti, and it's really looking great. So if you like to get outdoors, that's something that's worth checking out too. Let's go check out this nicely updated home. This is 325 West Mission Avenue. Now, this is a two-bedroom, one-bath home, and as you can see, it's been nicely updated inside and out. You may be wondering, was this done by a flipper? Well, the answer is yes. And before you boo and hiss and say flippers are cheap and they do shoddy work, not the case with this home. Look, I have been in a lot of flips before. I have flipped homes myself before. What I can see on the surface, things were done correctly. But what do I actually mean done correctly? Well, here's a big tell. Does that stove actually properly fit within the space allowed by the cabinets? Yes. Is there caulking around the bottom of the toilet in this bathroom? Yes. Did they even bother to landscape both the front and the back of this home? Yes. So on the surface here, things look like they were done pretty darn well. Of course, if you were to get into escrow on this home, you would still want to have an inspection. The inspector is going to crawl underneath the home, check the electrical panel and the plumbing and everything else. But from the surface, this looks to be nicely updated. Okay, that first bedroom right there, we're going to head over to the second bedroom here. Both of these share that hall bath that we saw a little bit earlier. Some of the upgrades include all new windows throughout. Look at these nice vinyl windows. You also have the luxury vinyl plank flooring that's ran throughout the home. The bathroom obviously updated, kitchen cabinets, countertops. Yeah, they put some money into this home and it shows pretty darn well. Now, the lot size of this is 4,900 square feet. That is pretty standard for over here off of the avenue. Most of the lots are either 45 or 50 foot wide by 100 foot deep. Now we're gonna look at this backyard. It's gonna feel big, and it is in relation to the house, right? The house is smaller, takes up much less of a footprint, so that's why this backyard feels so grand. You have the detached one-car garage right here. Maybe that becomes a excuse me, a studio or even an office. And if you wanted, maybe you put an ADU in this back corner over here. You have options. That's the good news. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the living space in total in the home itself, 783 square feet, and they are asking $825,000. Pretty surprising if you grew up in Ventura. Most people go, really? Homes are selling for that much on the avenue? Yes, they are. That was a cool house. I hope that this video gave you kind of a sense of the avenue and what's available for sale over here. If you have any real estate related questions or just Ventura community questions, I'm your guy. I've got a ton of shorts, YouTube shorts that you can go and check, and where I give updates on different projects that are happening around town or different developments, or insurance rates are going up, etc. Whatever. Go check those out. Go check out some of my long form horizontal content too. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you around.